Most people think the one who talks the loudest holds the power, but that's not who decides outcomes. The unease starts when you notice it's often the quiet one. In the room, everyone keeps checking for approval. If you've ever watched louder, less capable people take space while you silently measure the entire situation, you already know how dangerous that feels, because staying quiet starts to look like disappearance. And that's exactly why silent influence and her secret power caught your eye. Because her isn't a specific woman, it's a psychological position. The one who doesn't rush to speak, doesn't explain herself, doesn't react on demand. Silence doesn't always mean weakness. Sometimes it means control. And the people who assume quiet means nothing haven't noticed how the smallest, unseen moves can shift everything around them. Yet it's already happening. Notice how society teaches us to fear the quiet ones. From a young age, you're told speaking up, standing out, being noticed. That's the path to safety, respect, success. Anyone who refuses the script, they're dismissed. The quiet girl in class labeled shy. The co-worker who doesn't raise their hand written off as lazy. The observer in your friend group quietly calculating, suddenly the butt of a joke. She's not just quiet, she's calculating. People who dominate space benefit from keeping the silent in their blind spots. Every insecure ego, every shaky ladder built on being seen feels threatened by her presence. That's why her secret power feels dangerous before you even understand it. Her silence already shapes outcomes you think you control. Not paranoia, pure pattern recognition. The archetype steps into focus, the Sigma shadow, not loud, not seeking applause, not begging for anyone's approval. She, or rather this position, moves in the gaps others leave behind. While the world chases attention, she studies the rules, watches reactions, and makes choices no one notices until it's too late. Think about it. The coworker who never raises their hand but somehow lands the credit. The friend who stays quiet at every debate yet somehow steers the group's decisions. Not luck, pure strategy. Ever wonder how she's always one step ahead even when everyone else is scrambling? That's the first rule of the Sigma shadow. The world is loud, chaotic, reactive, and your silence is a weapon they never see coming. And finally, you'll see how she does it. Here's why the world underestimates her. People assume silence equals weakness, passivity, or indecision. But the quiet moves she makes are deliberate, invisible, and far more powerful than any loud claim. Watch closely. She doesn't argue, doesn't compete for attention, never telegraphs her intentions, yet outcomes bend around her choices. That coworker who seems meek but subtly redirects a project towards direction. The friend who never speaks first but always frames the conversation. She removes leverage from everyone else by refusing to give them predictable reactions. And that's what makes it unsettling. The louder, more reactive people can't read her, can't provoke her, can't anticipate what she's already shaping behind the scenes. Ever notice how the room feels off balance around certain quiet people? That's invisible influence in motion, intentional, unseen, unstoppable. Every calculated move, every quiet shift, all of it sets the stage for decisions you didn't even realize were hers. Now let's look at how she moves. The Sigma shadow doesn't announce her intentions, she lets the world reveal them for her. listens more than she speaks, waits longer than she acts, never reacts to provocation. That teammate who seems passive in meetings but subtly redirects the conversation with a single question that changes the project's direction. The friend who stays quiet during debates yet frames every decision through her words afterward. Every move is deliberate, every silence calculated. This isn't luck, it's strategy rooted in self-mastery. Observing without attachment, acting without ego, letting outcomes unfold while others scramble to control the noise. And here's the subtle rule most miss. The more you detach from needing approval or validation, the more leverage you naturally accumulate. Ever notice how the calmest, quietest person in the room often ends up guiding the result without anyone realizing it? That's no accident. That's quiet influence in motion. And now you can start recognizing the patterns, internalizing them, deciding when to use them yourself. Now you see the full picture. The Sigma shadow doesn't need to dominate a room with noise or force. Her influence is invisible, yet unavoidable. While others scramble for attention, she quietly shifts the rules, bends outcomes, and lets the world respond to her without realizing it. Every choice is intentional, every silence a lever. Here's the subtle mastery most miss. By refusing to chase validation, by observing before reacting, she redefines status on her own terms. That quiet person who seems irrelevant at first glance, she's the one setting boundaries, deciding who gets to be heard, who doesn't, and when. The uneasy feeling you get around certain people isn't paranoia, it's recognition. They're already shaping the results you think are yours. And here's the final insight. The moment you stop trying to be noticed, stop reacting to the noise, act from calm, deliberate authority, you step into the same space. You become the invisible force. No one can predict, control, or dismiss it. By now you've seen how the Sigma shadow moves, quietly, deliberately, and with invisible authority. Notice how the patterns repeat. Every pause, every calculated observation, every refusal to react immediately is a lever, shifting outcomes around her. The power isn't in being loud, it's in being deliberate, in mastering yourself while the world scrambles for attention. And here's the subtle truth. The moment you start seeing these moves, recognizing the patterns, and understanding the timing, you begin to spot the invisible forces shaping your world. And the most powerful part, once you internalize this, you're no longer just observing. You become capable of stepping into the same space, shaping results with invisible silence, deliberate strategy, and calm authority. This is the full truth of her power. The Sigma shadow doesn't need recognition. She doesn't seek approval. Her influence flows silently, bending outcomes without anyone noticing until it's already done. Every observation, every pause, every calculated choice is a thread weaving the story around her. The room moves subtly to her rhythm, yet the world thinks it's free. That's the secret most never see. Power doesn't announce itself. It whispers. And the moment you understand this, the moment you stop reacting, stop performing for attention, and act from calm authority, you tap into the same space. You become the invisible force no one can predict, control, or dismiss. Her secret power is not loud, not flashy, not recognized, but unstoppable. undeniable and silent. Thanks for watching. Share this with someone who needs to see it. The quiet moves shaping their world, or maybe their own hidden influence. And if you noticed patterns you hadn't before, drop a comment below. I'd love to hear what you see. Don't forget to subscribe for more insights into the hidden forces shaping everything around us.